please, I need you to repost this video and watch it. The video that I'm going to show after I stop talking is basically Jeremy Kyle interviewing Isabel here, and it's about the documentary that was on Talk TV last night. My mate was living in the camp with these animals for 2 weeks, and they are fucking animals, and I won't have it any other way because I know what he had to deal with. So please watch it and repost it, and let's get it out there. If it gets out there, it can do some damage. If the right people see it, they'll pick it up. Because at the end of the day, Talk TV isn't a very big channel. In fact, I get more bloody views than what they do. That's the fact of the matter. And I need your help. If you're a content creator, help. Please just repost this and get it out there. It needs to go out there. If you want to see the documentary, it'll be in the comments. Please, if it don't work, put it into the Google search bar and do it that way. Or you could actually do it this way. Just go on YouTube and put into YouTube the Undercover Migrant documentary, and that will take you straight to it and watch it. It's an hour long, and this interview is about 7 minutes long. So please watch. If you don't want to watch it, just repost. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
Let's talk about what we really want to talk about, because you have done a piece of work that I think is an incredible piece of work. Tonight from 7, The Undercover Migrant will show, I mean, really, Isabel, the reality of the world's most dangerous migrant camps. It's on Talk at 7. What can we expect?
Well, I think that this documentary will change the whole way people look at the so-called small boats crisis. They're now, of course, not very small boats at all. The situation is that for journalists like me, I cannot get into those migrant camps in Calais and Dunkirk to report the truth of what is really going on there. Why not? Because the French police stop the media getting in. They are incredibly obstructive. They go out of their way to make it difficult for reporters to get into those camps. So what's the solution to that? Well, I figured that someone would have to go in undercover. Now, with the best will in the world, I like to think I'm a good journalist, but I'm not going to fit in amongst the migrants. And so step forward a 35-year-old builder from Rochdale called Christian, who volunteered for this, frankly, very dangerous task. And so what happened after months of preparation, during which Christian actually changed his appearance, he practiced foreign accents and reached out to people smugglers on social media. He went into those camps in Calais and Dunkirk, and he lived with the migrants for 2 weeks. And all the while, he was filming and recording everything. Amazing. And what people will hear about what is truly going on in there and the type of people coming our way, I think will shock.
We've got a clip, and I cannot stress enough to you guys, from 7 o'clock tonight, The Undercover Migrant. Let's have a quick listen, have a watch of this clip from tonight's show.
This journey of me following the migrants went from sort of 10 in the morning, all around the clock, to late at night, to the point where, you know, on buses, on trains, through streets, all at every key point, the police, the French military police, and the French police were, you know, they were there. They were on the bus, taking down notes, taking pictures, but not doing anything to deter the migrants or stop them, just being there.
Brave man, Isabel. You said it in the intro that you think this could change the way people view. What I hope it will do is show the reality. I mean, we're giving 500 million quid a year to the French, and they're shepherding them towards boats to come to the soft United Kingdom. That's a disgrace.
What we actually see here is not just pictures of the French police standing on the beaches. I know people have seen those before.
Yeah.
French police have long been accused of turning a blind eye. This is totally different. What we see here is the French police actively facilitating the movement of migrants from France to the UK. They are part of this. They are herding the migrants onto buses, quite literally herding them onto buses and trains and making sure that they get off safely. That is utterly outrageous, and I think we should be demanding a hefty refund of the money that we give the French for this. The other thing that people are going to hear on this show is serious questions over how many of the migrants are paying to come to Britain. I don't think many of them are actually paying their fare anymore. Now, what does that mean? That means that they are providing criminal services, most likely criminal services, in return for their free passage to the United Kingdom.
What do you mean? What do you mean criminal services? What do you mean by that?
Well, there was a story in yesterday's Telegraph, or the day before, that certain migrants are drug smuggling. They're acting as mules in return for their passage. Now, we didn't see any evidence of that. We don't have any evidence of that. That's a Telegraph story. But I think that they are, this is basically indentured labour coming over. So to put it more simply, at the risk of sounding a bit lefty about this, and that I'm certainly not, many of the occupants of these boats are effectively modern day slaves. That is terrible for Britain. These are not people coming over with any skills to offer us. They are people who are coming over indebted to the people traffickers, and on arrival, if not before they get on the boat, they have to find ways to pay the money back. That is a very, very serious shift in the way we view the kind of people that are coming into our country.
Can you answer me a question? Because yesterday, and can't wait for this now, yesterday we had all the stories about the 2 Afghans who were put in jail. There was another alleged story of a rape of 2 14-year-old girls in a flat in Bolton. Unless this country does something about it, and journalism like yours tonight, I hope, will help, I hear from everybody says the same thing. I don't know whether there's a lack of will, a lack of bravery. I hear politicians and commentators say, yeah, we need to leave the ECHR, sod the blob, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to say, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, this is a no-brainer. It's gone too far now. Sarah Vine on the front of the Mail is absolutely spot on. The British public are no longer going to stomach this. It has got to end. It's got to have something done about it, hasn't it, Isabel?
Well, look, I don't condone this. This is dangerous and probably unlawful, but there are already effectively British militias forming to go and take direct action. Now, we don't want to encourage people to do that. And what Christian Drogan, who has been undercover in those migrant camps and has dealt with those people smugglers, would tell you is that that is going to end in people being killed. There are guns in these camps. We've recorded them. He heard them every night. You don't trifle with these people smugglers if you're an ordinary citizen from the United Kingdom. But I fear that unless our government and the French get a grip of this and stop the boats, then there are going to be British people dying on the beaches of France as they try, in many ways you could say valiantly, to protect our own country from this influx of very dubious characters. I
can't thank you enough for coming on. I can't push the programme tonight enough. It's going to be fantastic. Isabel Oakeshott presenting The Undercover Migrant tonight from 7 o'clock on Talk. Never seen before undercover footage of the world's most dangerous migrant camps, gunfire, the French police, dodgy deals.